All right. Well, welcome everyone to episode 13 of Flock of Geeks Gaming podcast. I'm your host, Defense, and alongside me is
Kester.
Yes, we're back.
I'm excited about this week because we are talking Final Fantasy.
We are, but before we talk about that, I'm in a conundrum.
What's your conundrum?
Does the unlucky 13, is that part, can we have a 13th episode, or should we just skip to 14?
No, we absolutely have a 13th episode.
Okay, because I was thinking if it's the unlucky 13, but I say screw that. This is the episode that gets us famous.
Yeah, exactly, because it's going to be all Final Fantasy.
People are just going to see Final Fantasy 15 in the title. I know you're looking at it right now. You just want to hear about it.
We're going to talk all kinds of Final Fantasy.
Yes, but first we have to do our...
Even Final Fantasy 13.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Treachery. Anyway, that comes later. But
Okay.
First, we have a couple things of news. We'll get through them rather quickly, but it's worth noting.
Shoot.
Okay. So, those controllers we spoke of last week.
The Nintendo ones?
Yes. Fake.
Fake, okay. Phew.
They were announced fake, and they were announced fake by the people who actually made them. They showed how they made them. The white one is completely photoshopped, so he did a damn good job.
Yeah, that's a great Photoshop job.
And the second one was actually 3D printed, the black one. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, he zooms the image out, and you can tell it's like kind of a joke.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fake. But the sad thing is the patent that Nintendo put in is still officially real, and that still looks like a football piece of crap. So there's that.
The football piece of crap is still real.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, it's just the dev kit patent.
Yeah.
They just got it out there so they could get the developers working on it.
I mean, none of this really affects me because I'm not buying it anyway.
I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll probably buy it no matter what.
Yeah, you will.
I know. Hey, why not? I got my tax return. I'll save it for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, those are fake. So, whew. Everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. That was more of a blow.
That was a blow. Oh, well.
That's all right. I like it when you blow into the microphone. It's like you're right. It's like you're in my ear when you do it.
I
So
know.
Nintendo, if you don't know, is going to mobile gaming. We talked about this before.
Yes.
Just to reiterate the fact that it's happening. And the new kind of Nintendo-esque game, if you want to call it that, came out. It's called Miitomo. And it's for iOS and Android. And
Is it a game or is it a social media experiment?
it's like a social media experiment. Like, I downloaded it. I didn't get to use it yet because I just literally downloaded it and was busy today. But it imported my Me. My girlfriend has it.
Yeah.
Let me know how it is, hon.
Yeah. She's going to report back to us.
Yeah. You have approximately 50 minutes.
Maybe more. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I downloaded it. Didn't really get to it, but you can go online and set up a Nintendo account that links everything. It's kind of like their old Nintendo account that they discontinued, where you could get free games and stuff. They just kind of redid it in a different way, and it's tied to Mii's. And I signed in with my Nintendo ID, and there was me as a Mii. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, I'm going to check it out. I'll have a review for it next week. Not like an official review, but I'll talk about it at least.
Yeah.
See what it's all about.
I might download it, play with it at work when I'm bored.
I guess it's just you answer questions.
So it's like
Did you ever do that at the Wii? There's community questions and everyone answers them.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
think it's along those lines.
Oh, okay. So it's just a bunch of surveys.
Yeah, which it's people are saying it's a lot more fun than you think it is.
I don't think that would be fun at
But-
all. So
If I'm sitting on the pot for 10 minutes, I'll answer a couple questions, but I'd probably rather watch something else or do something else.
yeah, there's a lot you can do with your phone.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll talk about it. You could download it too, and we could try it out.
Yeah,
we
I'll
can become
download it.
Me friends.
Let's do it.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Yeah,
And
I don't have a Wii though. I don't have any Nintendo stuff.
Well, you can set it up on there.
Okay.
And I guess they didn't fix this. You can swear on it.
Yes.
And I guess the Miis actually speak the text that you put in. So like a greeting, you could just put whatever you want, and it'll just immediately say it to like if I visited your place or whatever.
And you can swear?
Yeah.
That's great.
So they never fixed it.
We've actually been getting a lot of complaints that we swear too much on the podcast.
So I didn't say anything.
So we're going to try and tone it down. We probably won't.
If we swear, it's because we're passionate.
Yeah.
And the most passionate words are swear words.
Exactly. I'm not toning myself down for your mom.
This is for me.
Yeah. I'm the only one who listens to this show anyway.
I know. And me.
Yeah.
50 times.
Yeah, you have no choice.
I will not, like I said earlier, let my mother hear this.
No, my mom listens.
I know. Hello.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so that's out. I'm interested. Don't know how far I'm going to go into it, but I'm going to check it out. The Oculus Rift came out.
I did see that.
And it's getting pretty decent reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So
hopefully it's better than the ones I've tried.
You didn't actually try the Oculus, though.
Nah, that's the only one. Like, I tried the Samsung one.
I kind of think that's a little bit cheeseball.
That was a gimmick to sell their phone.
Sure.
And, I mean, it worked. We sold a lot of those phones.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the S7 is just probably the most impressive cell phone to ever come out.
Well, I just got the Edge, like I said, I think last week. It's awesome. I love it. I recommend it highly. And, I mean, I would have tried it if I got a VR headset. Did you have to pay for that extra?
No, it's free till the 18th.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Well, you ordered yours on the 18th. I don't know. It probably goes off the date of the receipt there, so you couldn't get one.
It's all right. No worries. I don't really care. I would not use it.
Yeah.
The only issue that people are saying is they get mild cases of nausea, and I can totally understand where that's coming from. I've never personally used one.
The one I used, like I said, I was in that thing for like 10 minutes, and I just wanted to get out.
Yeah. People are saying it's, I read a review. I forget the name of who did it, but he said it was a lot of fun, but it's like you almost have to play a different video game to get a break from it. It's like it's not gaming. Like, it's a whole new kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit down and be like, I feel like putting on a VR headset and game. It's like an event.
Yeah.
It's like you do it for an hour and then you move on.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I said. It's going to be hard to sit there and play for an hour, 2 hours with it on.
But he said it's a cool experience. It's fun. It's something everyone should try. It's kind of getting the vibe of people who don't game, don't really know what it is, but as soon as they figure it out, they're like, whoa, this is awesome. I really want to try this. So we'll see if it turns into a fad or not. I mean, there's a lot of money in this kind of stuff now.
Yeah.
From a lot of different companies. So, I mean, I think it's
How
gonna
much
stick
is a
around.
Rift? Isn't it like $300?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say more.
Yeah, it's more than that?
I think it's 500. And then
that's a lot of money.
Like, I think the Oculus Rift, it's either 4 or 5. I know it's like 4 or 5, maybe 300. But there's also a higher end model. It's not Oculus. It's something else. And that's $100 more than the Oculus.
Wow.
So you're looking at like between $500, $700 if you want to get something like
that. That's a high price point to play a video game.
Well, it is. It's pretty much its own console. Like, at this point, it's not attached to any consoles yet.
Yeah. Well, the PlayStation's making a VR.
Yeah. So that'll be out. But right now, you plug it into your computer, and it's like its own thing. Like, you turn it on, and you obviously put it on, and you're kind of in like a main menu, like PlayStation, and it tells you like your game library, and I guess it's like your own personal house, and they're going to kind of like give you trophies, and you can set stuff up in it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so it's a cool idea.
It would definitely be something I'd want to check out. Like, I had fun with the Samsung one. It just hurt after a while.
I think this would be better.
And I feel like, this is specifically designed for this, so that is probably going to be better. That price point is just too high for me.
For now, I agree. It would be something like it would have to come out with a game like I needed.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's going to happen. And as of right now, it's only controller. Like, you can use an Xbox One controller compatible. They're coming out with like 2 handheld ones where you kind of move your arms around.
Yeah.
People are saying that that's actually way better, but it's just not
there
out yet.
Okay.
It's I guess it's like it's close to finish, but it's not officially in production yet. So we'll see how it goes. I'm interested. I'm not against it like I was like 3D movies. Like, I hate 3D movies.
I do hate 3D movies.
But I think VR, I really need to experience it. I want to see how much it feels like being in a different reality.
I mean, it does feel like you're actually in there. Like the one I had, it was like I was flying in through a town. It was pretty cool, and the other one was like a dinosaur. It looked like you could walk up and touch it.
Okay.
So it was cool.
Yeah. I'm interested. I hope that someone, one of my techie friends, gets it. I have a feeling I know who it might be, and if it's him, I'm coming over.
Yeah. I don't know anyone who would get it.
So it's interesting, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So Eli Roth, do you know who that is?
Yes, I do.
Bear Jew from Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, he's a director of Hostel, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Well, did you know that he just directed a short animated film for Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you? What'd you think?
It was okay. It didn't really, I didn't find it to be that cool.
Yeah, I thought the animation was cool.
Oh, the animation was fantastic. It just...
It didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it didn't really do anything or set anything up, or, I don't know why it's even supposed to be Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It could just be a knight going up to 3 witches.
I mean, that's kind of Dark Souls 2-y.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, it kind of had a Dark Souls feel.
It's just it's just getting someone like Eli Roth to get marketing out there for them.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But I mean, it was a cool idea. It's only like a minute, maybe.
It was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that.
It's not long. Check it out if you're interested. It's not bad. I mean, it's
something.
I was not enthralled, but I liked it for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, so. It was definitely cool. It'd be cool to see something like more future length almost out of that.
Yeah.
Because I like the animation style, and it looked brutal too.
Mm-hmm. It was really messed up.
It was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Already swear. Sorry. It's gonna be impossible not to swear.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Turn it back for the kids.
Your face when you realize what you did.
Oh, I know.
I wish I could capture that.
Disappointing my mom.
Oh, it's a shame.
That's pretty much all I do. So. It's not anything different. Just a constant disappointment.
Okay. Wipe the tears from my eyes and continue on.
Yeah, let's go. You need to get to the Final Fantasy.
Calm down. We'll get there. It's like the commercials. We got to get through them. Quantum Break is out. Did you hear anything about this?
No.
Okay, this game is made from the people who did Max Payne and Alan Wake.
Okay.
And it's been in development for quite some time.
I liked about Alan Wake.
So it's developed by Remedy Entertainment, the guys who did those. And it's a third-person shooter action-adventure puzzle game.
Sounds like a lot of genres.
Yeah. And the graphics look amazing, of course. And it's basically a third-person shooter, but also on top of that, it's an adventure game. And also on top of that, this game lets you alter reality, as in like slow down time and pause it completely and like manipulate things to do puzzles. Mm-hmm. And it's more modern setting. It looks interesting. It's getting decently average, like a little above average ratings.
Like a solid 7.
Yeah, it's like 7.5. It's like really cool for what it's trying to do, but it just doesn't. It's not like super awesome.
Yeah.
And the cool thing that kind of interests me, and it could be cheesy, but it could be cool too, it's like broken up into segments so that there's live action sequences between gameplay, and depending on how you play the game, those live action sequences are different. So it like kind of unfolds a story that you make, but then it's actually acted.
So it's like choose your own adventure.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of cool, and it's interesting they're going back to that format, because obviously they did that like way earlier on different consoles, like like PC games and stuff.
The Sega CD.
Yeah, like those cheese games. So it's kind of cool.
Night Trap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. But what was that murder game? Wasn't there like a murder game?
Was that Night Trap?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one where you
like a slumber party.
Yeah, that's Night Trap.
Okay. I thought you said it, and I've thought of it. So.
And it was like it was like a girl slumber party, and these like dudes were walking around trying to kill them, and you had to like set off traps to stop them. It was the cult classic of the Sega CD.
It's like
which shows you how bad the Sega CD was.
It's like the only thing on it.
Like nobody even remember. What was that game?
The best part about Sega CD was the demo you got with it.
Yeah.
Gives you like Streets of Rage and like stuff like that.
Yeah, I just remember full motion video as opposed to video that isn't full motion.
Yeah,
Like it was
it's a little redundant.
It was a bad system.
It was a turd. It was a turd. So yeah, that's out. If anyone's interested, it kind of snuck up on me. Kind of just was like, oh, it's out.
I never even heard about it. I did like Alan Wake.
The only thing that I'm sad about, and it's not that I'm completely against Xbox or anything. I just have no reason personally to buy one because there's no person like this game is exclusive to Microsoft, so it's on PC and Xbox. It's not gonna sell me an Xbox.
No, you have a PC.
Yeah, I do.
That
Exactly.
you can play all this stuff on, so why would you buy?
Oh, exactly.
Like me, I might buy, but like it's gonna take. There is no Microsoft franchise that makes me want to buy their system.
The only one that made me even think about it, I didn't go far with the thought, but made me think about it was the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but that's coming out.
Exactly. And then it's like a year later it's going to be on Sony. Okay. I have like so many games to play. I can wait a year. It'll be here before I know it.
Like I really like Gears of War. I really like Halo, but they're not selling me a system.
No, not at all. Did you see any of the Gears of War 4 trailers yet?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. What kind of freaking geeks are we? We didn't even look at that yet.
Well, that's because we don't have Xbox Ones.
That's true. It'd be just like it'd be a tease.
Yeah,
I heard it looked good.
It would have to be fucking phenomenal.
You had to do
I
it.
do it. I had to do it.
You had to get the double Fs.
It had to be phenomenal. It would have to
PH.
be like the best game ever made for me to get an Xbox One.
Yeah.
For. Because I feel like it's just going to be another Gears, and I've already played 3 of them.
Yeah. If it had that spark that Gears 1 did,
That game did have a spark.
it was just like, whoa, I would probably get it. But I don't think it's going to do that for me because you're right. It's probably going to be too similar.
Yeah, and I really did love Gears.
Oh, I did too. That's my number one played online game for sure.
Really? Gears?
Dude, I was so good at that game. I would literally take on, like people would call me out at school, kind of like how they did at the arcade.
Yeah.
And they'd challenge me, and they'd bring their whole posse, and it would just be me versus four of them, I think, that you could play. And I'd just kill them all.
Yes.
It was so much fun, and it clicked with me. I was just good at it. So it holds a place in my heart, but I just couldn't get in. Like the second one was okay, but I didn't play it online much, and then 3, I just didn't really even want to play it.
Yeah. I liked 3 because it had was that the first game that had Horde mode?
3?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really get into them.
Yeah, but it was like...
It definitely was on there.
Yeah, Horde mode was always awesome.
You're all about those kind of things.
Yeah, I love Horde mode. Endlessly killing guys.
I've told you this before. I can't, unless there's an end, I don't really like it.
Yeah.
Even if there is an end, it's not, like I don't feel accomplished, gratified enough.
Yeah, because that kind of stuff's more about going for records and high scores.
Yeah, and I'm never going to do it, so it's just completely pointless for me.
You can do it. You just got to get sick. But, yeah, I mean, it is hard to get, like...
that good.
Yeah, even, like... Resident Evil Mercenaries, I mean, I got really good, and we made the top 100 once.
Yeah. Was that like a weekly thing?
No, it was like...
Daily?
No, it was just the top leaderboards.
You said once, so I figured maybe you had...
No, I'm just saying, because I've been playing them in 5 and 6 were the only ones that actually had leaderboards. And on one level, one stage, we got a top 100.
That's something.
Yeah, it was Resident Evil 6.
Well, was it a world record that you held for 4?
Yeah. The hunk record.
So it was hunk world record.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
On the castle stage.
Ugh. Makes me
239 kills.
Makes me giddy. Makes me kind of want to come over there and kiss you on the mouth.
Yeah. The way I did it is I watched a bunch of people doing it on YouTube, and they'd always get to a certain point and they'd drop the combo because there were new guys to kill. And I just chucked a grenade wildly across the map, and I happened to hit a guy and it kept my combo going.
Oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, so it was the luckiest thing ever.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was like God wanted
That's what
me
you
to
have to do to get the world record, though.
Yeah, you get lucky.
It's a little bit of luck, for sure.
There's definitely luck involved.
Oh, yeah. Okay, enough of that tangent. Quantum Break, that's out if you're interested.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's time for Final Fantasy 15.
Yay.
So, 10 years in the making.
10 years. And
10 years later, finally,
release date.
Square Enix has a release date, and marketing for this game went buck wild. We haven't heard anything about it for a long time. And then just out of nowhere, well, not really out of nowhere, they obviously held a conference, but they just released tons of shit on the community.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a release date. There was a lot of stuff
that
came
was
out.
Like literally, I have like a list of like 5 or 6 pretty cool things that they did.
Yeah.
And so we'll just get to it. Let's just go. Release date, September 30th this year.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So it's before Christmas, which I'm all about. I always like to have those fall games.
It's right before the bulk of the like holiday releases.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time. It's going to give a lot of people like a month or two to actually like really dig into it before they want to move on to another game, if they even do, if it's that good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's close enough. That's cool. I mean, I can play Dark Souls 3 for that long.
I don't know. This summer slate looks pretty good.
I know, but
maybe we can go into that next week.
Yeah, but Dark Souls 3 is coming out soon, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's actually that'll be all next week's episode.
Next week it won't be out yet.
No, that's what I mean. Next week's episode, we can do like a Dark Souls and how we're excited for it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Maybe go through the games,
even though we do it every episode.
Yeah, every episode, but we're gonna have a laser focus on it.
Yeah. So
if you can't tell, Dark Souls is our current favorite franchise.
Well. Second,
maybe for you.
Yeah, it's just in a league of its own.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the release date for Final Fantasy 15. Again, September 30th this year. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot sooner than I would have thought, too.
Yeah, I forgot to look up the actual amount. Shame on me. It just popped back into my head. Did you see how much like the special edition is for this?
No.
It's $220.
Wow.
Like, because I didn't.
You wouldn't even be able to open that. You just have to like set the box.
You'd literally buy that and then just buy a copy of the game.
Yeah, that you could play.
I don't know what comes in it. I didn't really look into it much, but I remember I was looking through the article I was reading about it, and at the bottom of the comments, this is everyone's like, $220? What the hell?
That is a lot of money.
Yeah. So I'm not getting that.
I'm definitely not getting that.
I don't care. No one looks cool enough in that game to me that I need a statue.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it had like the awesome chick, like if it had a Fran or a Riku, I'd be like, yeah, man, I'll get that statue.
Sure, yeah. If it was a giant Riku,
yeah, giant Riku statue that you could also have sex with. Yeah, then you'd be on with it.
Oh, dude, that would sell like hotcakes.
That would sell like hotcakes.
And like, would that even be? That would totally be legal. Maybe not in Japan because they're weird. But like, they could do it.
They definitely could.
Like, why not?
Maybe we should do it and we could be millionaires.
Hotcakes, my friend.
Hotcakes.
We'll sell them like hotcakes.
We would.
Okay, so there's a release date. There's the price point for if you want the Super Deluxe Ultimate Edition,
which will have a book of some kind.
We'll have an art book that you could just play the game and see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I always liked art books.
Yeah, they're cool. I like putting them on the coffee table.
Yeah,
and they're neat. But
a lot of art books.
But they're really like, I don't know. That's a lot. Like I have tons of friends that are artists. I really respect artists because like. I mean, that's technically like 40 or 50 years of your life training to do it. But I don't want to buy $220 for an art book.
Nah, that's hefty.
It is. So I don't know what's really involved. If you're interested, look into it. I saw that price, and there's nothing unless you're giving me a car or something.
Maybe some sort of gold.
Yeah, like a gold medallion or doubloon.
Yeah, some sort of treasure.
Like you're gonna. I don't like it enough. I would even venture to say I wouldn't spend that kind of money on a Zelda game, and that's
you would. You absolutely.
I said
would.
Almost.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
I would double. I would think about it, and then I would do it.
Yeah.
I would just put my money down.
I would spend $200 on anything.
Yeah, I mean
really. Except a video game system and or TV
because you need both.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a high price. That's kind of turned me off, though. I'm still excited. Anyway,
we'll get the regular edition.
Yeah. Continuing on, there's like an anime series coming out. For anyone who doesn't know, it's going to be 5 episodes that they're going to release. slowly up until the game comes out. It's totally prequel to get you into the story and see where all the characters are coming from. It's called Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15. It's free on YouTube, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
The first episode's like 11 minutes. And it's produced by A1 Pictures, which actually did Sword Art Online and Black Butler.
Oh, okay.
So in case you didn't know. But me and Kester were lucky enough to sit down and we decided to watch it before the episode, and we'll give you our thoughts on it. So what did you think, Kester?
I thought the animation looked beautiful.
I agree.
I do not like any of those characters, though.
Yeah.
They look dumb.
I agree. They're too. I'm sticking to it, man. They look like a boy band.
They look a lot like a boy band,
and it's just worse. Like the anime is making it even worse because, and they're so obvious. They're so cliche.
Yeah, there's
the brooding main character who's really emo.
Yeah, he is so emo.
He is. And
there's
then
the hipster guy with the glasses.
Yep. And then there's the punk, the almost punk rocky, like rancid, like rancid. Yeah, you know who you. I know you're laughing out there. I know who you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's wearing like a kilt and he's blonde hair. The only kind of color within there, their
it's a lot of black in this Brodom.
It's just blackness, and then the guy with blonde hair, and he's like the silly jester,
You're a funny guy.
Muse, yeah, and then you get the like big brute who's kind of. Silly. He's like Worf from Star Trek or something.
Yeah, he's the big bruiser.
Mm-hmm. And it's I think the thing that I least liked about it were the characters.
Yeah,
you're right. But that said, I still liked it.
I did like it. I thought that fight scene was awesome.
It was. I wish they would just make it real people. I wanted to see blood.
Yeah.
And
instead of robots.
Yeah, I hate robots.
But at least they were blowing up a bunch of robots.
And it was cool, and I'm not gonna knock it for it. I'm just saying personally, I and obviously they will fight real people, and I get it. It's like a mechanized army. It makes sense.
And it's like this is gonna be a teen game. You can't make a M-rated anime for it.
It'd be silly. I know. It's just one of those things where if I could, in a perfect world, I'd have liked to seen real. Like one-on-one fights with people. I find that more satisfying. I think it shows, I think action sequences are way more fluid when it's real people, but it was still cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I liked the main character's weapon a lot. It got me excited for the game.
Yeah, that actually,
if that's how it's going to work,
it does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can use it as a sword, and then you can use it like a harpoon or halberd thing. And you can do like dragoon lunges with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the main character was teleporting a lot, which could be fun.
Yeah, I think that's in the game too. I didn't get to play the 15 demo because I didn't want to buy the game. But you can like throw it, and then where it hits, you can teleport to. I think that's actually in the game.
Yeah, see, that's
so it seems all legit. Like all the fights were pretty similar to what you're going to be able to do, which is really cool that they did that.
Yeah, and the animation was high quality, and it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a cool little anime.
The dialogue was
Yeah.
It was subtitled. In case you're not interested in that, it doesn't bother me. It's only 10 minutes. If you can't read for 10 minutes,
dude, I've been watching subtitled anime since I was 14.
Yeah, I'm just.
It does not bother
This
me.
is an informative podcast about gaming. I must tell you these things.
Okay.
I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to that one other person.
Yeah, our one fan.
Yeah,
you know who you are.
Thank you. Anyway.
And I don't even notice subtitles anymore.
Yeah, it didn't bother me. I'm not saying it ever did bother me. I'm just saying be prepared.
There. Be prepared to read.
The only thing that I wish the thing was, but the animation was so beautiful, I caught myself not reading the subtitles because I was watching it. Because I'm just like, this looks so good.
Yeah, it's very high production value.
Yeah, so check it out. It's on YouTube. It's free. And
that's definitely worth a watch.
Oh yeah, it's called Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15.
It got me a little bit excited to play the game.
Yeah, for sure. What did it other than the boy bands? Is there anything that you're kind of like from that anime that you didn't like? I have one thing. So
other than the boy band, I can't really think of anything.
Okay, my thing, and it's going to be an issue, I think, forever for me, is the meshing of modern with the fantasy
yeah.
and the sci. I mean, it's all three.
Yeah.
It's modern, sci-fi, and fantasy all in one. It's weird that they're sitting in a diner and and there's like a convertible outside, and then a spaceship comes in, drops off troops that look like knights.
Yeah, that
that
are also robots.
Yeah. So it throws me off, and I'm honestly warming up to it, like their aesthetics for this game, but they still haven't gotten me yet.
See, I think I like that, to be honest with you. I kind of like it's our world, but there's also magic in it kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess. The thing is, it's our world, but it's a little too futuristic for our world.
Yeah. The one thing that doesn't make sense to me always about that, and like this at least looked like it did a cool thing with it, is like, why would anybody be using a sword in a world where guns exist? But
exactly
at least
what I was
in
thinking.
This, it's because like they can teleport around.
Yeah, and like in this, their weapons like disappear and reappear when they want. It's really cool. It was really really well done. And yeah, I was going to say that too, but they did kind of negate that fact, and it seems like a sword would actually be more potent.
Yeah, especially if you can throw it and teleport to it.
Yeah, because then you're up in their face. So it makes sense. They did a really good job with that, I think. They really need to just do something. They're not going to, because it's way too late for that. They need to do this 6 years ago. But the characters, I don't know if I'm ever going to grow to like them.
I don't think I am either.
I'm going to call it now. This isn't a spoiler. I don't know. I'm not informed. I'm not paid to do this. That Jester, the comic relief, that blonde hair, he's going to die in the game.
You think he's dead?
He's dead.
He's dead.
Dying. What he's going to do is he's going to brutally fight with the hipster guy the whole series, the whole game.
Uh-huh.
And then the hipster guy is about to die. And then
he'll step in front of the
blonde hero is going to jump in and take the hit. And it's going to show their brotherly and sync love.
Yes, that's your first prediction for the game.
Yep, it's probably going to be my only, but I'm going to be mark my words.
Did it feel like it too at a certain point that they were going to start making out?
Yeah, especially when like that campfire scene.
Yeah,
I could picture some butt touches going on.
And you're all sleeping in the same tent.
Some humping in the night. There was one tent.
Some just friends spooning going on there.
Yeah, they're a little like they ate too much.
Yeah.
The whole thing was pretty much them eating and then them fighting for a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a little awkward.
I do not like these characters though, you're right.
They first of all, I mean, they're probably going to change this. They need a woman.
They absolutely do need a woman.
And I'm sure there's going to be one.
Well, there is a girl in it.
I saw,
the mechanic girl. But
she's not, I don't think, she's going to be a main character, but I don't think you're going to play with her.
No, I don't think you are either. And I want to fight as a girl.
Well, I just want, that's the thing that Final Fantasy always did so well. I mean, they always you always care about the woman characters more so than most of them.
Yeah.
Like Yuna, you love Yuna, you love Riku, you love Lulu, Yeah. And then you get Dagger from 9.
I love Dagger, I love Tifa, I love Yuffie.
That's what I mean. You end up really growing to love these characters.
Fran is my favorite.
Yeah. So they need that. I'm guessing it's gonna come. There's just not been any information on that.
Yeah, maybe they're hiding some characters still.
Which is fine.
Because 4 seems like a small party for a Final Fantasy game as well, but I guess at the same time, Final Fantasy 3 only had 4 characters. So, but 2 of them were women.
You need one. And the thing is, we don't know the full story yet. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going to happen. But my initial reaction is they definitely need a female role of some sort. A
female presence.
And the thing is, maybe
because I don't want to feel like I'm in this boy band.
No, I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like the dude in the band that's actually hitting on the woman.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. I hope they do something. I'm sure there's definitely gonna be a female presence, even from the anime. They talk about some women, but
yeah, there
needs to be characters.
They're going to see a princess, I think, is what's going on.
Which is fine. I like the prince and princess and the knight and all that kind of. I mean, Zelda's my favorite game ever. So I love that that story arc, but we need to play as a girl. We need it.
Yeah, we do.
We do. So, yeah, check it out though. Really worth your time.
Definitely worth your time.
We talk longer about it than it actually is. So, if you listen this whole time, go listen to it. Okay, so moving on. They also released. Still Final Fantasy 15. Still going. We got a full-length CGI feature film called Kingsglaive coming this year with Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad actors in it.
Yeah, this is a movie, I've heard.
Yeah. So
Is
it's
it about 15?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Sean Bean's in it.
That's good.
Yeah. And what's his name? Aaron Paul. Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
No, I never watched Breaking Bad.
So anyone out there, Jesse, the guy that Bryan Cranston cooks with?
Okay.
Like, you know, the younger guy that he works with.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he's going to be in it too. So, and I think Cersei from Game of Thrones as well.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm very skeptical about that kind of thing.
I'll watch it. I liked Advent Children. Not so much that I liked anything other than the fighting, but it was mostly fighting.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to go like a Beowulf with this.
Okay.
Do you remember the newer Beowulf?
Yeah, I didn't care for it that much.
But what I'm saying, like, that kind of how you knew that was Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
It was CGI Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, and you knew
that's what it's going to be like.
You knew CGI Angelina Jolie and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. That's what it looked like to me from just the couple snapshots I saw.
Okay.
So, yeah. Look, that's coming out. So, an anime and a movie this year for that. I think it's another prequel or at least story arcs to talk about other characters.
Yeah.
So, that's Kingsglaive coming out. All right. We also got, which I didn't download yet, we have a free Platinum demo for PS4 and Xbox One, and it's available right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about this?
I heard about it. I just don't have internet, so I didn't download it.
Okay. So, it's free. And it looks like you're the main character from 15, the skinny, brooding, black-haired one.
Yeah.
And you're playing as a child, a kid version.
Oh, okay.
And for whatever reason, it's called Platinum. I don't know what that insinuates. I haven't played it yet. So, looks like there's an animal involved, like a little pet friend.
Okay.
So maybe he's Platinum. I don't know. The graphics look awesome. It looks like it'll be cool for a free demo. But it looks like you just kind of run around and collect crystals. And it looks just like Final Fantasy 15 gameplay. From what I saw, I glanced at it. It was like he's run through the woods. I'm like, okay, skipped ahead a little bit. Then he's like in a living room, but he's tiny. And he's running around the house. Like, I know. Like, this is literally what's happening.
Yeah.
And he's small. And he's like driving toy cars around. And then he's like fighting with a sword these creatures. I don't know, dude.
None of this sounds interesting.
Okay. But you know what exactly reminded me of?
What's that?
Kingdom Hearts.
Ah, okay.
That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a shot.
Your love of Kingdom Hearts will shine through.
But I'll give it a shot. It looked just like it.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly the way it was running, the way it looked. Well, not look so much, but the atmosphere. Like that big house and your little... Reminded me of that silly kind of scenery.
Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland scene.
Kind of, yeah. So, it's free. I'm going to try it. I mean, I'm going to try it
why
probably
not?
tonight. But, so you know it's out there. It looks interesting. I'll probably have more to say about it next week.
Sounds good.
So, yeah, okay. There's one more thing that really happened. Unless you have something else. I'll say mine real quick. Okay, so... Like, the going away of this, like, the ending to their release of all this marketing stuff was a scene of this car that they're in kind of transforming into like a ship, like an airplane, and just taking off.
All right.
So it seems like what's probably going to happen is the girl we mentioned that's a mechanic, you can probably upgrade your car and turn it into a flying car.
There we go.
Which actually, I saw, like when I say it, I'm like, this sounds kind of dumb. But, because I'm like, I want the airship.
Yeah, I want an airship. I'll go with a flying car.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
okay
too
with
worried
it.
about
I mean,
it.
the boy band's got to sit together in the car. And, but it looked really cool. I mean, the graphics looked like they aren't going to look that good.
Yeah.
in the game, because it looked spectacular. But it's a cool idea, and it's cool that they released it that way. They're just like, oh yeah, by the way,
flying car.
Yeah. So it was cool that they did that. I don't know, how expansive the world's gonna be, that you can fly that much.
I mean, it looks pretty big.
It does.
Did you watch the trailer?
The trailer?
Yeah, there was like a 2-minute trailer.
No.
How did you not watch that?
Because I got everything else.
Oh.
And I'm relying on you to tell me about the trailer.
Well, the trailer actually looked pretty good.
Now, was this gameplay trailer?
It was looked like a lot of story stuff, and then on top of it, it did have a lot of gameplay. It looks like an action game. It does kind of look a lot like Kingdom Hearts, but the action does look pretty fast paced and pretty intense. It had Behemoth, which was cool.
Nice.
It had a lot of fun. You were riding a chocobo at one point, which was nice.
Oh yeah.
So the demo looked good, to be honest with you. The trailer, the graphics are incredible.
That's the thing. I mean, I give it to Square Enix. They do a damn good job with the graphics. You just got to be wary of how they tone them. Every industry does it. I mean, developer does it. They tone those graphics down.
Yeah, I mean,
for optimization purposes. So we'll see. I mean, if it comes out on PC, it'll probably look like that.
Yeah, but you were right. It does look like it's a road trip with a boy band.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there was some sort of girl, and I think it must be the princess they're trying to save, and a giant monster. I mean, it all looked pretty good, if you ask me. It got me kind of excited to play it. I think the gameplay looked really fun. You were teleporting around, he was doing air juggles, and it looked more like an action game, which is okay with me. It's not going to be a traditional turn-based RPG because it's so, sci-fi fantasy. It looks like an action game, but it looks like a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
So my impressions of the trailer were generally positive. I thought it looked good.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
we'll take a short break and I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll give you my impressions. But I'm going to say that I'm okay with the action too.
Uh-huh.
The thing that I'm not okay with is if you're going to give me an RPG game, I want turn-based RPG. I want, just all of them that they've been till 9 and 10 too.
10 was turn-based.
Yeah, 10 was turn-based. When you start getting into the Gambit system, that's when I'm just pick one. Make an action Devil May Cry, because that's kind of, or Kingdom Hearts even, or give me a traditional RPG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
I feel like I'm fighting, but I'm not. And I just, make up your mind.
Yeah, they are kind of hybrids. 13 was like that too, with its whole paradigm system, and it's you just put it on auto select attacks, and it did a better job than you actually.
Yeah, because it could do it quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's silly to me to do that. So,
but this looks like it's just a straight up action game.
From what I've seen, I mean, I've watched tons of demo play from when you got that demo, and it looked awesome.
Yeah, this is a story trailer, and it looks really good.
Okay, well that's good. I'll check it out, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, definitely watch it because it did. I got a little bit excited.
Okay. I mean, overall, this is the thing. We're kind of bashing it, as you realize. We're also giving it a lot of praise because, I mean, I think I'm speaking for both of us. Final Fantasy is a high bar.
Yeah, my favorite franchise of all time.
It is. It's among the greats. So, those things that we hate are probably still better than most other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just what we want to see from a game and from what we've experienced. But overall...
Really, the only thing I will honestly say from that demo I watched and everything I've seen on this game, the only thing I don't like is there are no women.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the characters just suck.
Just the characters look dumb. Maybe they're funny. Maybe they'll grow on me. We'll see. You have to get into the actual game. We're going off just the way they look, and they look dumb.
Well, that anime didn't help.
No, the anime
the characters.
No, it kind of was exactly what I thought they were going to be like.
It literally was exactly what they look like they're going to be like.
Yeah, that. The main character seems like he's just going to mope.
Yep.
The entire
he's going
game.
to. He's going.
His entire story arc will just be moping from one scene to the next.
Yep.
Kind of like the new Superman. All he does is mope.
What do you mean mope? He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he goes and he just
He's
mopes.
a blank wall.
Yeah, well, no, he has one emotion, and that's mopey. Mopes up to the mountains, mopes into Congress.
Mopes in the car.
Like, he just mopes around. I don't know if I should be a superhero. Okay, we're letting it go.
We're done. It's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead to me.
Because we didn't realize we'd be in the minority on this one.
Yeah, we need to shut up. That last episode did not go over well.
Yeah, people are apparently...
So sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't like
Yeah,
this.
sorry we have opinions on our favorite superheroes.
Yeah. Like,
Anyway.
it's like, oh, you just don't agree. First of all, we're not critics. We're fans. And we didn't, as fans, we did not like it.
Yeah, that's all that needs to be said.
Yeah, so there you go.
So take that for what it's worth, and if you don't want to listen, then you won't have the fun and enjoyment that that other person's having.
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun here.
We do. Okay, so yeah, that's your Final Fantasy 15 news, and up next,
Going to be
Weird.
Final Fantasy talk.
we're just gonna talk. We're gonna go through the games and talk about them.
I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, it should be fun. So, all right. Okay, so through the power of podcasting in that 10 seconds that you just took to listen to that song, I watched the entire Final Fantasy trailer. And I can say that I'm with you, Kester, 100%. I am definitely a little bit more excited to play it.
Yeah, it looked great.
I'm going to say this. I'm normally not a huge fan of like songs by artists, being in video game trailers.
Yeah.
And in this one they did Stand By Me and like an alternate version with a woman singing, but I actually really liked it.
Yeah, it
I
worked.
thought it worked really well. I think there was Chocobo and stuff like you said. It looks all really promising.
It does look really promising, so that's good.
And the woman fighting the dragon was definitely my favorite part. And it looked really badass, and I just hope you can be her.
Yeah, and I like the when he was fighting the behemoth, it showed him like do a counter. I thought that looked cool.
Yeah, it looked like he did some kind of like defensive, like knockback thing.
Yeah,
and then
so-
he charged him. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It looks promising. You're running on a train and like teleporting to like
A helicopter, yeah, that was cool.
Like, and I have a feeling. I mean, it's been in production for 10 years. I'm not surprised that they're going to be able to do these kind of things.
Yeah,
like I think it looks like legit. You're probably going to. This is going to be how it plays.
Yeah, it looks really promising. So it's exciting to be pumped for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think the only thing we both agreed with, I hope you can change your damn clothes.
Yeah, I don't want
They
to
were
be.
wearing the black the whole time.
I don't want to be emo the whole time.
I know. Just give me a yellow jacket.
Yeah, maybe like a red something. Like,
Just switch it up.
yeah, I want to be stylish.
I'd be cool. I'd be fine with like a yellow leather jacket with black stripes on it,
There you go.
almost like a Bruce Lee throwback.
Yes, we have it.
Yeah, that's what they need.
Yeah,
I'll cruise down in my convertible in a Final Fantasy with that jacket on any day.
not in these mopey emo clothes.
Okay. All right. Enough of that.
Enough.
But we're not going to stray far away from the Final Fantasy talk. We're just going to get deeper into it.
Yes.
Okay. Final Fantasy 15, guys, looks promising. We're excited.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Being it's Final Fantasy week, we thought, let's go through the Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Now, some of these we probably don't remember that well.
yeah, we're just going off the top of our heads. We're going to just give a rundown of the games.
Kind of what we liked about them, favorite characters, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and just some things that they brought to the table that other games in the series didn't do, or how they changed things, and what we like and don't like about them. So let's start. The original
Start at the beginning.
Final Fantasy 1.
Final Fantasy 1, I did like them a whole bunch back in the day.
Okay, so you played it on the original Nintendo.
I played it on the original Nintendo.
Okay, did you ever play the remake of it that they did?
No, I only ever played the Nintendo version.
I played the Nintendo version. Again, I was a little too young. I'm a youngster. And I did not understand how that game worked.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, attack? I'm like used to Contra,
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Zelda. I'm like, just to hit, like, why am I not hitting him? So I didn't get what RPGs were. But I did go back and play the remake of it. Like, it just upgraded the graphics, and there wasn't, like, the squares the Nintendo had. Like,
Yeah.
So but I beat that. That's probably the most recent Final Fantasy I've beaten, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Played it with a buddy of mine. We tried to go through all the Final Fantasies, but we only made it to 3.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
Yeah. So 1, you like it?
1 is good. It kind of introduced mages, like classes, pretty much everything that kind of became standard
For any RPG.
Yeah, for any RPG. It was really groundbreaking at the time. 4 heroes going to get the 4 crystals.
It's epic. And what I really like about it looking back is it's very D&D-esque. I'm a huge D&D fan. So it's really cool that you can pick your characters and like name them, and it gives just that little bit of personality to it that you need.
And if you wanted to play with like 4 black mages, you could.
Yeah. Good luck, but
you could do it.
Yeah.
They're like 4 knights. It made it hard, but you could try it.
Yeah, it's cool. And the different weapons at the end. Masamune's in it, I think. I think that's the best sword in the game.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't remember.
But I think anyone can wield it. So, like, you could give it to your white mage.
Yeah.
So, like, that was actually, if you could get that far in the game, having 4 mages is actually pretty, clerics or white mages, like, really badass. So, yeah, it was, I love it. I thought it was a great game. It really pretty much defined RPGs.
Yes, and Final Fantasies.
Yep, and it defined what I personally love the most about RPGs, which is the turn-based, character customization, armors, just going to town.
Random encounters.
Yeah, it's all brilliant and just set the standard. Okay, so what's your absolute favorite thing about Final Fantasy 1?
The original, I would say that you could just pick your characters and make them whatever classes you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, that
was my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, that's really actually super revolutionary at the time that you had options like that in a game. That's a great pick. I'm going to personally go with the Black Mage.
Yes.
I love the character. Obviously, we're going to talk about a Black Mage later on when we get the newer games. But I just love the look of him.
Black mages look awesome.
Like, he is literally probably, honestly, my favorite sprite. Like, even excluding Zelda. Like, I mean, including Zelda.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
He is just so cool. He looks mysterious and cute and just awesome.
Yes.
I love him. I think he's
a good pick.
One of the best character designs ever. And he's like 3 colors and pixel. And he's one of the best.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we'll go on to 2.
2, I played very briefly. I don't remember much about it.
Okay.
So if you have anything to say.
I played it way more recently because, like I said, we beat 1 and then we went to 2. That game is why we stopped playing Final Fantasy.
It's bad from what I've heard.
It is terrible. I played an emulated version because we couldn't get our hands on the disc. Actually, we could, but the disc was scratched, and it would pretty much break every time we got to a certain cutscene. But man, it's just so bad. I know what they're going for, and they're trying to up the tables. The system, every Final Fantasy has a new system to it, it seems. Mm-hmm. And this one, they introduce kind of the more you use something, the better you get at it.
Yeah.
So if you just use bare fists, eventually in essence, you're a monk, but you'll just be really badass with your fists or a sword or whatever. But you kind of needed to do that with every character. It was a super long grind, and it was punishing as hell. Like, if you strayed, 3 steps in the wrong direction, you were fighting level 50 characters, and you got wiped immediately.
Yeah, that's what I remember about it, is just being frustrated that everywhere I went, I died.
Yeah, and, even where you're supposed to go, it's hard. And it's funny, because we just decided, screw it, we're just going to go fists. And it was super OP.
Fists?
Just fists. Like, someone's wielding a great sword, and the fist guy just knocks him out.
Yeah.
I mean, I read that by the end of the game, it's just, you can't even use it. But it's just, it was just frustrating as hell.
Yeah, 2 is not remembered fondly either.
No. I mean, the characters were cool enough, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. And they kind of went for a more cinematic experience. And I'd say they accomplished it, but the gameplay just blew.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever. It's just not fun.
Yeah, it just really isn't fun.
Okay, so
on to 3.
This is where I get fuzzy.
Okay.
I love Final Fantasy, but this between here and 7, I'm a little
confused as to what game is what.
That and yeah, we were talking about it. I get confused. That and I just don't really. I haven't beaten them.
Yeah.
I played them, but I haven't beaten them, so I don't know too much. So you talk. If it sparks a memory, I will say something.
Okay, 3 it's really good. You play as the 4 heroes of light. The thing about 3 that's important is it introduced changing jobs in the job system. You have 4 characters, but you could change them to whatever job you wanted, so that was kind of cool. The plot was standard. It was basically like Final Fantasy 1 again. You were just looking for the 4 crystals again. But the job system made it kind of cool. I never actually beat that game because the end castle in it was ridiculous. You go in there and you fight like 5 bosses on the way to the end boss. And was just cruising. I was killing all these bosses like they were nothing. So I'm like, oh, I'm definitely powerful enough to beat the end boss. And then the end boss just killed me in a move. And I was like, well, I'm not going through this castle again. And that was the end of that.
Well, you got to the end.
But I got to the end. And I will say the best thing about it was the job system.
Yeah, okay. Now that you say the jobs were in that one, I remember that one fondly. I remember I spent a summer of just hanging out in my room. I didn't even talk to my friends. I just played the hell out of that for 3 weeks. Again, I was a little younger, so I didn't get as far as I probably would have today. But I love the jobs. I just love the design of them was awesome. You could change all that. And I remember just going for the ninja. I gotta be the ninja.
Yeah.
And I got the ninja, and then I quit.
Yeah, I played it for the DS, actually, the remake.
Okay, and it was good?
It was good, yeah. That's the version I played. I never played the Nintendo version.
Okay. I played it on PlayStation. They came out with those anthologies.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a part of that. So I played it there, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Again, other than the job switching, I couldn't really tell you what else was in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't remember much about it besides changing jobs, and there were only 4 characters, and you were looking for the crystals.
Yeah.
But it was a solid turn-based RPG with an awesome job system.
Yeah. So job system, A+.
So that
Love the job system.
Yeah.
And that pretty much revolutionized the gaming world again. For a lot of RPGs, they stole that idea.
Yeah.
And it's always awesome.
It's still my favorite system in any RPG is the job system.
Yeah, it's great.
That's arguably why Tactics is so good.
And that's why you should play Bravely Default.
Yeah, that's why I should play Bravely
Because
Default.
it's just jobs, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't that. This is Final Fantasy.
Yeah, this is Final Fantasy.
Okay, so 4.
4 is the one with Cecil, the Dark Knight.
Which everyone really loves.
It's a good story is why.
Yeah.
He's like a general in an army, and
it's evil, right? I mean,
it's a bad evil empire, and he kind of loses it because he's tired of murdering people, and it's basically his story of redemption, and the characters in it are really memorable, I think.
Yeah, there's that old man.
Yeah, there's
the wizard.
There's a wizard that's and Cecil is really memorable, and then about halfway through the game, what's cool is he starts off as a Dark Knight. You go up a mountain and basically he gets redeemed, and then he's a paladin the rest of the game, which is really neat. The only thing I will say about that one is, for me, it goes off the rails at the end because you're suddenly fighting on the moon. Do you remember that?
No, because I got the paladin, switched over from the Dark Knight, and then I continued on for a little bit, but then I didn't play anymore.
Yeah, you're from the moon, I believe. And
wait, you're from the moon?
You might be.
That's your origin story?
Yeah, maybe it might. Or for some reason, you had to go to the moon and fight a bad guy that wasn't in the rest of the game.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think people just like it because it's a story of redemption of a man who couldn't be evil anymore.
Well, it's cool too because this is kind of the first Final Fantasy that seemed to have a real main protagonist.
Yeah,
and had a story, and it was his story, and you went through it. As the other ones were kind of just
4 characters.
Yeah, you're just kind of fetch questing.
Yeah,
I gotta get the crystals and save the world. But this one's it had really good. I remember it had really good dialogue, and the characters were really awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's what made it is that it just had a story.
Yeah, and it was definitely I think that's where Final Fantasy, like, they had the job system right, they got the turn-based right, and then with 4, I think they really upped the ante with the story.
Yeah, story-wise.
So, okay. So I would agree. I would say that the story is the best thing about 4 and what started it.
Oh, yeah, probably. Definitely the story. And just Cecil. Was it Cecil or Cecil? I can't remember.
I've heard of both.
Said either way.
I would say Cecil.
That's what I say, Cecil.
So I would say that, but I usually can't pronounce English.
Yeah.
So
it's not your native language.
It isn't.
And then, so I would say that, that's a really good Final Fantasy, and I would say Cecil is the best part about it, just his whole story.
Yeah, I love the fact that you turn into a paladin. It's like, it really catches you off guard if you don't know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool when it does. It's kind of like that, like,
because you're like
Holy Bible, like going up the mountain.
Yeah, you went up the mountain and
like
came
Moses
back.
And shit.
You went up the Dark Knight and came down a paladin.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool story of redemption. Okay, so 5.
5 is one for me that I played it on an emulator when I was like 16. I don't remember much about it.
It's like an enigma.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, I have no clue either.
Yeah, I know I've played it. It's just like I said, 20 years ago I played it almost.
Yeah.
And it obviously didn't stick in my mind as something great.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So that's up in the air. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. 5 never came out in America.
If you love 5, we don't have anything.
Yeah, we don't have anything for you on 5.
Okay, so 6.
6 I love. 6 is, like, for a lot of people, the high point of the series, and it's just gone downhill since. And I get that. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I do like it a whole bunch. And I think the thing that makes that game is the story, and it's really good. It has the best bad guy.
Kefka.
Kefka is the best bad guy of all time. At least in Final Fantasy. Poisons that town.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
I never beat Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah. I don't know how. It's the end of it sucks because, like, you suddenly have to use, like, all of your party, and you've only been using 4 characters the whole game, and everyone.
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's the freaking Kamari
yeah.
syndrome.
It is
dude.
the Kamari syndrome. Where you suddenly had to use Kamari.
Ugh.
But 6 has so many memorable scenes. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love Ultros.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
He will always make me laugh. Like,
yeah.
He is hilarious. It has the opera scene, which everyone seems to love. And, I mean, I like that scene a whole bunch, too. The music in 6 is probably the best thing about it.
Honestly, I can't right now, but I definitely have plans of replaying it.
Yeah.
I really want to. I picked up the iOS version, and I'm just not a fan.
You can't do touchscreen.
Huh? Well, no, it's not that. I don't like the graphics.
Yeah, they are like...
They're weird. They're like plasticky, kind of.
Yeah, it's like more... They're like remastered.
Yeah, they're definitely higher res and like rendered. But it just makes everything look very similar and bland. The pixels was way better for me.
Yeah, they were cooler. And I like in this game a lot, too, that all the characters... It was a job system, but every job was a different character.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. You can suplex the train, which is a highlight of the game. I don't know if you ever did that.
Is it a boss?
Yeah, it's a boss. You fight this, like, phantom train.
And you can
Yeah, and Sabin, the one guy with the blitz arts, he has a suplex.
I know him, yeah.
So you can pick up and suplex a train.
It's one of those... I'm going to waste my turn and see if this works.
Yeah.
And it did.
And it did. You can kill that train just by phoenixing it down, though, because it's a dead train. It's the train of the undead.
Oh, you just do a Phoenix down, it dies.
Yeah, it dies in one hit. Little.
Love it. I love shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
That's one of my favorite parts of that game is you riding on that. It's like a train that, like, shutters the dead to the next world. And you're riding on it, and it's great. Really love Shadow in that game too, the ninja.
Okay.
He has an awesome song on top of just being a total badass. He has the dog Interceptor.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
That's great.
And like sometimes like he'll Someone will attack Shadow, and you'll block it, and Interceptor just comes running in and attacks. So it's great. Kefka is probably the best thing about it, though, I would say.
Yeah, that's the thing. I played it. I played it a good bit. I wouldn't say I got halfway. Probably a fourth, 25%. But I didn't. I really didn't get introduced to Kefka very much.
Nah.
Like he was there and he was becoming evil and all that. And I definitely knew he was the villain, but I didn't really get too much of him. And that's the one thing and the one reason I really want to play it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just want... Because I love jesters.
Mm-hmm.
I hate clowns, but I'm fascinated by them.
Yeah.
And so he is just up my alley.
He is pretty much the Joker. I think he was designed to be like the Joker.
Yeah, which is awesome because he's one of if not the best villain of all time.
Yeah, and he's so evil. Like, he just poisons an entire town and kills a bunch of people. He just like comes in and just burns this entire village down, and then he goes into the Esper world and just starts killing them all and like capturing them. He blows up the world halfway through the game. Yeah.
All right, stop right there.
Yeah.
I need to play this.
And the reason he blows up the world is super hilarious too once you finally get to it.
All right.
I won't ruin it for you.
Okay. I'm going to try and play this as much as I can.
Yeah, and I think another really good thing about that game was the speed of the battles was really nice. Like, they go by so fast. Like, the encounter rate is high. It is a tougher Final Fantasy, but battles go so fast that it doesn't matter that you seem to be in one every couple of steps. Overall, though, it's great. I can see why people consider it the best one, and
cool.
It is the last one before, they became more cinematic.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We'll get into that.
Which leads us to 7.
7.
The legendary 7 that pretty much defined video games.
Yeah, for a generation it did.
It was a phenom. It still is a phenom and will forever be a phenom.
Mm-hmm. And I have mixed feelings with that game because I do really like it, but I don't feel that it deserves what it gets.
Yeah, I agree. I beat that probably 2 or 3 years ago. I got it on the Vita and the PSP. I downloaded the PlayStation Network, and I played it on a cruise ship. So I went on a cruise and pretty much just played Final Fantasy, which was awesome.
It seems like something you would do.
Yeah, I'm just on the deck playing my PSP in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
And it was a great experience. I had a lot of fun. I didn't do everything in the game because I wanted to beat it and see what the hype was about. And honestly, I wasn't as impressed as it was just too overhyped. It really was.
It is a really good game, though.
It is. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying it's like legendary status.
That's what I mean. It is a Final Fantasy. It's not. I don't even know where I'd put it on my list. Maybe 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see why it blew up as much as it did. I guess just because of the way it looked, and it was Westerners kind of first. Like, because you had your people that played Chrono Trigger and the Final Fantasy on Super Nintendo. This was the first big game that came out from Square in the PlayStation era.
It showed what the PlayStation could do.
Yeah,
and
it
that
really
was
did.
Revolutionary, honestly. So,
like, the graphics on it for the time were amazing, but now they look shitty.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough now. The materia system I thought was kind of boring.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much.
No,
it's really simplistic.
And it makes your characters, they don't feel unique because everyone can
do anything.
Yeah, use the same magic. The only thing that made them unique was limit breaks, which were really cool. I did really like some of the characters. Like, I loved Vincent. I loved Yuffie. I loved Tifa. I liked Eris a whole bunch. I liked Cloud. I liked, the twist that, like, he was just insane. And, it was Zack the whole time. Like, that was cool. People did not see that coming. Plus, they killed Eris halfway through it, and I think that's kind of what makes it such a big deal.
It stood out, yeah, for sure.
Like, I remember when I was in school when that game came out, and I just stayed home for like 2 days, and everyone was like, "You were playing Final Fantasy, weren't you?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And they're like, "Will you tell me anything?" I'm like, "I can't spoil it for anybody," because I was the first one to get there, and then like everyone, as soon as they got to it, came up, started talking to me like, "Can you believe that happened?" I was like, "Yeah, that was crazy." And I mean, just her dying was such a big deal.
Well, it sucked because she was my healer, and I
Oh,
used
yeah.
her the whole game. And the thing was, I knew she was gonna die, and I still did it because she's the best. She's best to have in your party.
Yeah, her last limit break is incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's like you get it. It's like a cock tease,
And then she dies.
yeah. It's like, oh, this is so good, and then she's dead.
I mean, I still think that's a solid game. I don't think it's it's the best Final Fantasy, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good. It is definitely a good game. Okay.
And there's a lot I like about it. I like the nail bat. Did you ever remember
I
the
know.
nail
Yeah.
bat? That's
Yeah.
a sweet weapon. I like Sephiroth as a villain. He's not my favorite Final Fantasy villain, but that's an epic battle at the end of that game.
Oh yeah, I think he's overhyped. Honestly, in my opinion,
He is overhyped because he really doesn't do anything.
no, he's for me, he's just like a whiny bitch that needs slapped.
Yeah, and I don't understand why like Cloud hated him so bad because he didn't do anything to Cloud.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously going to be people that completely 100% disagree with us. We know. It's just interesting that we both feel the same way about that game.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I do not want this to come off as I don't like it. I really like that game.
Yeah.
Like I think Final Fantasy VII is one of the best games ever made and one of the most important games ever made. It's just as a Final Fantasy, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you just said.
Like I don't like the systems. Like I would rather had a job system.
It seems like they played it really safe.
Yeah.
With the whole combat, and they focus more on everything else.
Like the story. I loved the mini games in it, like the snowboarding and
that
the riding
snowboarding
the car.
was awesome.
Yeah, I could
for sure.
You could snowboard as Tifa. I was so excited when I found that out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like same with the date. You remember how you would go on a date with either Eris or Tifa in that game?
Yeah,
You can actually go on the date with Baird.
I knew that.
If you do that, that's funny. Yeah, it's a cool game. It did always bother me that Cloud liked Eris more than Tifa because I thought Tifa was way cooler.
Well, it always seemed that Barrett was kind of into Tifa.
Maybe.
Like when I played it, I got that vibe that like Barrett doesn't want you touching Tifa.
Yeah, and you don't want to fuck with that dude.
No, but Tifa might be worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, I do like the characters a lot. Like I like Vincent a lot.
Yeah, he's cool. I didn't use him, but he was cool.
He's actually one of the best.
I know.
The two best characters in that game are Vincent and Yuffie.
Yeah, I used Yuffie.
Yuffie is the best.
Yeah, I used her.
Her ultimate weapon, for some reason, when you put like certain materials on it, like morph, if you put morph on it, it should like take down the power of it, but with her it doesn't for some reason. So she was really good. And Vincent's limit breaks where he turned into monsters were awesome. Like he was really cool, and they were like secret characters. You could actually miss them.
Yeah, I got them, but I didn't use Vincent. I wasn't really interested. I don't know why, but I used Yuffie.
Yeah, I liked Vincent.
I liked him. I just didn't use him.
The only character I didn't really care for was Cat Sith.
Yeah,
He was really stupid.
which is funny because Dragon Power Podcast last episode, Cat says still awful.
He really is.
That's the name of their cast.
That's a good name. Yeah,
So
I saw that.
they agree.
Yeah, they concur.
Yeah.
Red 13 was kind of dumb.
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
Wasn't a fan of him. But, I mean, overall, like, I would say my favorite thing about it, that's tough. Probably, I don't know, like, just this Eris dying, I guess.
Yeah,
that's the most
shocking.
memorable, the shocking.
I think what I liked the most about it, I think the way the story progressed was one of my favorite RPGs because it seemed like you did different things throughout the game a lot. They added like mini games in. You got the like carnival area with Kate Sith, and then You did like the cross-dressing part.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like it did those kind of like little weird things like that.
And I will say that has my favorite boss music.
Which is
Oh,
you mean battle music? Oh yeah,
yeah. That's
it is so epic.
That is.
You're like, oh yeah, we're fighting a boss.
We're fighting a boss. I love the song that plays too when Eris dies and like the pebble materia is hitting the water. It is a beautiful scene.
Yeah, it's a little.
It'll make you tear up the first time you see it.
For sure.
Probably the first time you teared up in a video game, and I think that's probably why so many people consider it the best one.
Yeah, it was the first game that you got so invested in, and usually when you get invested in these games, it just gets better.
Yeah, and I think there's like a generation where that hit them at a sweet spot where they were like 12, 13, 14 in that area.
Mm-hmm.
That's really memorable.
And that's a time of your life where you actually can kind of comprehend what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You start feeling that like angst to falling in love with people and liking girls and like wanting to date, and you kind of have that secret crush on her because she's like the pretty girl. She's super nice.
Yep,
she's so innocent.
She's a sweet girl you can bring home to mom.
Yeah, and then she dies, and it's like, whoa.
Yep.
They did that.
Yeah.
Like, they let you play half of the game with her, and they did that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's effed up.
And that's why, I mean, for a lot of people, I think that's the game that got them into gaming.
Yeah, I would agree.
Where mine was Chrono Trigger.
Sure.
So.
Well, you started earlier.
Yeah.
You knew, you had that passion and want for it. And, like, I think with this game, like, whoever picked it up and like put at least a couple hours into really started falling in love with it and wanting to play it. And you're right, I think got them on the track of playing video games.
Yeah, that's why it's such an important game to so many people.
Yeah, and the PlayStation really started getting other people who weren't into Nintendo as much into gaming. They're like, oh, this is different, higher scale. I'm interested in this.
Yeah. And like I said, it is classic in every sense of the word. I do really like that game.
Sure, yeah. It's just, I mean, the bar is so high with Final Fantasy, like we said earlier, that saying this game isn't our favorite still means it's better than most games.
Yeah, it's better than a lot of games out there.
I would say the same. It's just it's not my favorite either, obviously. But I'm gonna say, like I said, that my favorite things obviously were the stories. I said that. But I love Tifa. I think she's an amazing female character.
I do love Tifa.
And I just love the fact that you just punch things with her.
Yeah.
Like, she just kicks everyone's ass.
She has that all her limit breaks are awesome.
Yeah.
Too.
I just, she was in my party the whole game because
Yeah.
I loved her so much. And I still do. I think she's one of my favorite female characters.
Fair enough. She's great.
Yeah. I love her character.
Easy on the eyes, too.
Yeah, sure. But I'm just saying just the way she, like, just the writing and how she was introduced and the way she fights, like, everything about her
And
is perfect.
I honestly felt bad for her in that game.
Me too.
Because she was so in love with Cloud and he could have not cared less.
I know. Oh, God. And Cloud's obviously, he's a cool character. Everyone loves him. I mean, I don't think he's great,
He's okay.
but he's cool.
He started off really cool in that game,
Yeah.
but he got worse as it went
Yeah,
along.
everything else got better, and he just kind of, it's like by the end, you don't really care about him.
No, because he started off as like this badass soldier for hire, and he just got more whiny as the game went along.
Yeah, exactly. It's the mope factor that,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, Square Enix
Big on the mope.
loves, and it's just going to get worse as we continue on.
Yeah, it really will.
Okay, so enough about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, let's go into 8.
8. Okay. I'm just gonna say it now so that you can continue on with it. Didn't play it that much. I played it when I was younger. Very confused by it.
It was very confusing.
And I liked the graphics. I thought Squall was cool. I'm not a huge fan of the gunblade. I don't think it makes much sense.
No, it didn't do it for me.
Yeah, so those weapons don't really care, but I thought Squall was cool, and that's really all I have to say about that.
Okay, I will say 8 was too confusing. The junction system really didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
It made like certain battles really annoying because you had to junction your like magic, so you drew magic from enemies,
And that's what junctioning is.
yeah, and then you junction those to your stats. So if you had like 99 fire spells, you could junction that to your HP, and your HP would go up.
Okay.
So what this did was, say you got to like an enemy that had flare, you needed to suck 99 out of them for every character you had. So like this one random battle could turn into like 20 minutes of you just sucking in magic, and it got annoying real quick.
So was that the true way of leveling up?
No, you leveled up,
Okay.
but that was how you like
Leveled your stats.
Yeah, maxed your stats out.
Okay.
And then when you were in battle, like if you had full light, like cure on your like HP, and you started casting cures, your overall HP would go down. So it's like the whole thing was a confusing mess. It was interesting, but it was a confusing mess.
Yeah.
Storyline in that's really forgettable. I'm not sure if I even remember what it was. I know it was about him being in love with that girl.
Yeah.
And
it seemed
them at a dance. I remember that.
I remember that too. It seemed pretty generic.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, there was something about the witches could go. You were trying to kill that witch.
Yeah.
Then it turned out she could go through time, and she was coming back to stop something. I think that's what it was, if I remember correctly.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong on all that, so don't fact check it.
I'm going to Wikipedia this storyline.
Yeah,
because I'm interested, but I'm not even really interested to play the game, honestly.
It's one of the weaker entries, to be honest with you. It did have Quistitz, which I loved her. She was the teacher with the ponytail who used the whip.
Yeah, she's cool.
She looks awesome. One of my all-time favorite designs of a character. I love her hair. I like that she has glasses. She's that hot teacher. Mm-hmm. So I love that. And she had a whip. Yeah, she was good. Everything about her was awesome. But the best thing, hands down, about Final Fantasy VIII was the card game. Do you remember the card game?
I didn't play it much, but I knew it was in there.
Yeah, that card game was so much fun. I liked that card game more than I liked the game.
Hey.
And I would play that game again just to try and collect all the cards and play the card game.
That's cool.
And I mean, it's okay, but I think most people would agree it's one of the more forgettable ones.
All right, since it's forgettable, let's forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. 9.
Okay, 9's my favorite.
That is your favorite.
I love it. I don't remember it as much as I should, but I know I loved every second of it. I loved the fact that it went kind of back to Origins. It was like way more fantasy.
Yeah, it was.
And a little steampunk in there, which is fine, but definitely way more fantasy, and has my all-time favorite character in it, Vivi.
Vivi was great.
I love Vivi. It has, like I said earlier, the Black Mage design. They just literally verbatim took it and just made a character that I fell in love with.
Yeah, and he was fun in that game. He was funny, and then it turned out like his race was just being exploited.
Yeah, it's all kinds of messed up.
Yeah, it's all kinds of messed up.
And he's the wimp, the geek, the nerd that some of us might have been in high school, and that was him, and that's his whole life, and then he just gets badass.
Yeah, he really does.
He's just like, you know what? Watch this.
I'm a black mage.
Boom.
Yeah, I will say, I think my favorite part about that game is the characters.
Yeah, they're all. I think they're all awesome.
Yeah, the monk dude who looked like he just has like a giant red afro was
Armor
awesome.
Ant.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I like the rat girl a lot, the Lancer.
Yeah, she was like the dragoon.
She was the dragoon. I like Dagger a bunch. I actually named my cat after Dagger.
Yeah, she was a great character. I think Zidane, which is the main character you play as, he's probably, I'm not going to say like the best, but he didn't bother me.
No, he didn't bother me either.
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of just a punk.
Yeah, he's not my favorite main character though.
No, he's not mine, but he didn't bother me. Like I didn't get the too much of like the whiny crap that I feel like most of them have. He kind of stayed true to just being a punk ass for most of the game.
Yep, and The thing that worked about that game too was they just went back to you had 4 characters you were fighting with at the same time instead of 3. They all had an individual job, so they were all very different. The tone of it was very dark too.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of scenes. Like there's that scene where the queen just calls down Bahamut and kills that entire village. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, and you don't think it's cause you think it's kind of it's almost like cartoony.
It does.
Something.
It looks like almost like Pixar, Disney, happy.
Yeah, and then it has those really deep, dark moments.
Yeah, there's a lot of deaths in that game. And
I love the two Jester characters. I forget their names. I think it's Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, I think they're Salt and Pepper.
Is it?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the blue and red.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, it's something like that. But I thought they were silly and fun. You really hate the queen in that game.
Yeah,
it's
you
really satisfying. It's just that awesome hate that you have once you just want to push forward with it.
And the main character in that, didn't it turn out at the end he was from another dimension or something?
I told you, man, I don't even remember.
Maybe that's the one where he's from the moon.
That would make more sense.
Yeah, that
because he's like a monkey.
Yeah, he was from another race. I think it's either from another planet or another dimension. The only problem I have with that game is, if I remember correctly, is the end guy, because you're hunting that queen the whole time, and then
he just kind of comes out.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's this other more bad guy.
Yeah, that happens too often.
It does, and it stood out for me in that game.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't really like the fact he was a monkey. I think, the tail.
Yeah,
that was kind of dumb. I don't know, but overall, great game. Loved it. I loved that it was simplistic. The fighting's pretty straightforward. Has those limit breaks, and that you get the skill system with the weapons is easy enough to understand.
Yeah, it's a really easy system.
Yeah, you just use a weapon so much, and you kind of level it up, and when you get max, you get a skill from it, and then you can use that on anything on your character. So it's cool, it's easy, it's fun, it's rewarding.
And you could tell they were going back to try to appeal to the people that liked the Super Nintendo ones but didn't like 7 and 8.
Yeah, and I think they did a great job.
And they nailed it.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think the characters and the story are what make that game so much fun. And the music's really good.
Yeah, the music in all these are really good.
It's just a lot of those just really stick out because a lot of them are goofy and just fun to listen to. And I think it's just a really great overall fluid game.
Yeah, it's really good. I'd put it up there in my liking, I would say.
Yeah. So enough about 9. 10.
10 I love.
I love 10 too. Not 10 too. 10 as well.
We're not going to get into no, we are
going to get into it.
We're going to get into it because it's going to be funny.
Okay, so Whiny Syndrome's back with the main character. Talk about a big bitch.
In his defense, though, I feel like that guy Titus had every right to be whiny at first.
Yeah, he did, but
I mean, he was like a superstar, blitzball player.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Who got sucked out of his own world.
And then met 3 of the hottest, most awesome women of all time.
Yeah, it worked out for him.
And then there's Orin.
Yeah, Orin is amazing.
Yeah, he's the coolest dude ever.
Yeah, and I think we'll both agree on this is the best thing about 10 is the plot.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic.
That's the best plot of any game, arguably.
And, I think it was the most fun and the most rewarding, and I didn't mind doing it because a lot of the games, games in general, a lot of those open RPG games, you have to collect stuff. In the original, you do the crystals.
Yeah.
But in this one, you have to go get the summons for Yuna, and I never got sick of that.
No.
It was always fun. It was I was like, oh god, okay, I only have 3 left. Got to swallow this and just keep on going. No, it didn't bother me. I loved collecting all of them, going through the land. The characters were all really good. And, yeah, it was so much fun to play.
Yeah, and I think I said this on our first cast. It's the plot of the guy who gets sucked out of his own world to help a hot chick fight Godzilla. is so good.
It's fantastic.
Like, just the idea of Sin was awesome. He's
Yeah.
just like this creature that appears every couple of years, and you have to. There's no way to kill him except with these summons. And that end of that game was the first time I cried.
Me too.
in
I
a
literally
video game.
a tear streamed down my face.
That made me so sad. That was the saddest a video game ever made me. It's heart wrenching.
It is. Like right now, I'm sitting here like,
Just thinking about it.
Gonna faint. But, dude, it was the first time in a video game where I don't know. It was weird. It might be kind of nerdy and geeky to say this, but it felt like I was in a relationship with that game.
Yeah.
Like, Yuna and Titus was like what you wanted to happen in real life.
Yeah, that was your dream.
And like, he's a whiny bitch at the beginning, then he gets pretty cool and you don't mind him as much, and then you kind of he kind of becomes a blank slate and you like become him.
Yeah.
And then that scene in the freaking lake, dude.
Beautiful.
Where they kiss. Oh, it was like,
yeah. And
I never felt like such like a romantic turd ball when I watched that. I'm like, oh, gave me chills.
And I also liked it too because that was the first time in any like stupid anime or like Final Fantasy nonsense where like the two people were obviously into each other.
Yeah,
they actually made out.
Yeah, like it's not like you said. It's not Tifa loving on Cloud, and Cloud's like, ugh, swoop my blonde hair out of my face. It's like they love each other.
Yes,
and they just say F it, and they make out.
Yeah, and they probably did it.
You assume, but I mean,
but it was like one of the few times where it's like you felt like those two characters did love each other.
Yeah, and you felt like you were a creep part of that relationship.
Yeah, you were the creepy guy who watched it happen.
Like, you're seeing it happen. You're like, you know what? You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome that I did this for you two.
I got this far so you guys could hook up together.
Yeah, like, I heard that it was going to happen. Like, it pushed me forward in the game. Like, I wanted Titus to get with Yuna.
Yeah, and they had like, their whole, thing never got annoying either.
Mm-mm. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't, because usually with that kind of thing, it feels like the girl's playing a game.
Yeah.
But no, it's just Yuna's that innocent, and like she has a job to do, and it's to save the freaking world. And it's just that it's like Titus realizes that, so holds off, but then they just can't help it.
Exactly. And
so it's not forced. It's like it's very, very well done.
Yeah, that relationship is so well done, and just like the concept of, he comes in this world and he falls in love with a girl and he's like, I'm going to help her complete her mission no matter what. But then he finds out she's going to die.
Yeah. And he's like,
if he completes it. So he's like, he figures out a way to save her. But in doing so, he dies.
It's romantic.
It's arguably one of the best love stories ever told.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my favorites.
Which is funny because the other day someone asked me what my favorite romance movie is. Like, what's the best romance? I might have to say that screw the movie at question. Titus and Yuna might be the best.
That's my favorite love story.
Like, now that you say that, you're right. I like it. I've never felt so involved.
And it's beautifully tragic.
Yes, it really is. It's perfect. Like, everything about their relationship is perfect.
And then, like, at the end, he's fading away and she goes to hug him and just goes through him. And
stop, I gotta get the tissues.
And she looks so heartbroken.
Ugh.
And then the end of it is just her whistling on the dock because he's like, if you ever, just whistle and I'll come find you.
Stop.
I'm
gonna start crying.
Yeah.
Kester, your breath.
It's so sad. And then the actual game itself was really good too.
Oh yeah, there's a game behind it too.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't think it's like the best. Summons were cool. I thought they were fun.
Yeah.
The remastered's way better because they like nixed the whole animation.
Yeah.
You could skip it, which is the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's great.
Makes the game way better. And when I first started, I was obviously not a fan of the sphere grid. I thought it was really weird and just
it's unnecessary. Like,
It's like, why am I needing to do this?
Yeah.
When I hit the next level, just do it for me.
Yeah, it should have just. It felt like it was just do it for me. Like, why do I need to put a node here? When you got to late game, though,
Yeah, it changed it up because you could go different paths, which I actually grew to really like.
Yeah, I like the sphere grid system at the end.
At the beginning, it's pointless because it's stupid not to do the path that you're given, and I don't even think you can. You have to do it.
Yeah,
until you get the locked nodes.
Yeah, you have to do it. In the new version, in the remastered, it's funny because you can. Everyone just starts out in the middle, which is kind of interesting. So you could make Riku your like knight.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it doesn't work in the fact that like I want Orin to be my knight.
Yeah,
I want Riku to be my thief.
Yeah, like they gave them all their jobs, and it's perfect. So
exactly.
It's a love-hate relationship with the sphere grid. I think it's a really good idea, but like you said, a little unnecessary.
And I will say, out of all the Final Fantasies, this was my favorite party, like favorite group of people, except for Kumari. I loved all of them.
Yeah, Kumari's he's just there.
He's just there, but
no one plays as him.
No one used him.
And then, like we said earlier, you have to randomly.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It is. So,
but I loved Waka. I loved
Lulu.
I loved Riku. I think they were all great. Riku is probably my favorite Final Fantasy character.
I don't blame you. Vivi's my number one, but pretty much they're like 10.
I don't know. Well, I have one I'd put ahead of Riku actually.
Lightning.
Not Lightning.
Okay, good.
I do like Lightning a lot, but I'd put Riku ahead of Lightning.
Okay, good. Thank you. For me.
Yeah, just for you.
Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we could talk about 10 forever. Yeah, it's a great game. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's probably my number 2. Like I
would agree with you.
It's my second favorite.
9's my favorite, and then I'd say 10's my next favorite.
Yeah, we haven't got to my favorite yet, but
that's fine. So we'll go on to
10-2.
Okay, we're not going to spend a lot of time at 10-2. It doesn't deserve it.
We'll just go. Kester loves 10-2. Andrew hates 10-2.
I don't hate it. I just don't see
it shouldn't exist.
You don't think so?
No, I think that the game itself was a lot of fun. Like I really like the gameplay in it. Like it's the active time battle system with a job system.
Yeah.
So I love that. I just think that it is ridiculous to make a new game and bring Titus back.
I think that's kind of what ruined it.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that.
10 ended so perfectly.
Yeah.
Like it sucked. It was tragic, but it was so beautiful. And then they come it's like fans were like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
people couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's like Dumbledore dying. And then they're like, oh, we're just kidding.
Yeah,
we'll do it. And
the thing is,
I didn't even beat 10-2. I didn't care to. I thought it was an okay game, but that literally, like, the story in 10 was so good that I didn't want to ruin it for myself.
Yeah, Matt Hammond actually refused to play it because of that.
Yeah,
because he knew they would bring Titus back.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. I literally played like until he was hinted at, and then I stopped playing.
Well, he actually, if you don't get, there's 2 endings to it. And the one where he doesn't come back is fine and acceptable because it's more along the lines of like her finally
accepting
it and coping with his death. And that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
But the other one, he just magically reappears out of nowhere.
And they get back together.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Makes me want to throw up. It's like, what's the point of 10?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no point.
Yeah, it's like you ruined your perfect game by making a sequel to it.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's like the BioShock 2.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Like, that thing is tied up so nicely and in this neat little knot. It did not need a sequel.
Yeah.
But overall, I really enjoy that game.
Yeah. As a game, I could see why, but
I hated the plot.
Yeah. It was poop.
But as a game, I really enjoyed it.
That's fair enough. I'll accept that. Yeah. Okay, so then we get 11, which was online. I didn't play 11.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about 11.
Yeah, I didn't play it. It might have been good. Don't know. Has a good following, but whatever.
Yeah, my cousin really liked it.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go to 12 then.
12, which is my favorite.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what it was. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know 13 wouldn't be your favorite, so guessing 12. I didn't play it that much. I thought it was pretty good, but I didn't play it that much.
I absolutely love 12.
Well, it's your favorite Final Fantasy.
12 is the best one. I just love the combat in it is so good. I love the gambit system and setting things up. I liked it. It was challenging, and it has my two favorite characters, which are Fran and Balthier.
I don't even know who those are.
The bunny girl is Fran.
I knew that. Okay.
She's my all-time favorite.
Okay.
And her, like, Balthier he's just kind of like her. They're like the Han Solo and Chewbacca of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he used to be a judge. He has an awesome voice. And they're a lot of fun. For me, though, it's the story in it's pretty much Star Wars. They just copied Star Wars, which I liked.
Why not?
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about that game was the main character, Van and Penello.
Yeah.
Because they didn't need to be in it. They weren't important in any way.
Yeah, it was just
it would be like if they were supposed to be the Luke Skywalker. He was supposed to be the Luke Skywalker of the story, but he wasn't special in any way. He didn't have powers. He wasn't like
a son or like anything like that.
It was almost like he was just along for the ride in that game.
And he's pretty generic.
Yeah, and he looks really dumb.
Yeah, he does.
He just has a vest on.
But like he has like a belly vest.
Yeah.
Like you can see his stomach.
Oh, it's a vest with no shirt under it.
Like that is the worst.
Yeah, he looks terrible, but I love Ash, the other girl in that, the princess. She looks awesome. I love the hunts in it. To me, it's just a lot of fun. I could play that. I put 80 hours into that game twice.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's just, for me, the combat system's so fun.
And that's really Gambit-y, isn't it?
What?
The combat system.
Yeah, you basically, like, it's not active time. You run up to guys and you set up, like, gambits of what you want your characters to do, like attack, use magic, heal. You just got to set them up, and it auto runs itself. But there are a lot of times you have to pause it and think about what your characters are doing and what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like almost like a online RPG.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of battle system. And the world looked amazingly beautiful. Had the village of bunny girls, which I thought was amazing.
Your dream village.
Everyone's dream. Just be walking through the woods and come across a mystical village filled with hot bunny girls. That was probably the best thing about it.
Why is Final Fantasy 12 my favorite game? Village of bunny women.
Village of bunny women. I was so excited about that.
Hey man, whatever gets your rocks off, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
My question is, there was rumors, I don't know, are they going to remaster this one?
I've heard they are.
Okay, I hope they do, because I really want to play it again, but I'm on that fence where, is it worth it? Because if in a year they're going to have it again, I might as well wait.
I would like to wait for a remastered version, because I want to play it in HD and don't have a TV to go back and play it on my PS2.
Yeah. So, yeah, was this a PS2 game?
Yeah, it was a PS2 game.
Okay, it wasn't PS3. You're right, okay.
And it was one of those games, though, that, like, you need to play with the strategy guide right beside you or you'll miss some stuff. Yeah. Like, to get probably the second, I would say it's the second best weapon. It definitely it's considered the most powerful. There's, like, 4 chests in the game that you can't open. And if you open any one of those chests, then the spear won't appear. Like
that's ridiculous.
Like that's ridiculous. It has a lot of stuff like that where like you really like there's this one battle where you fight this like samurai and you have to steal off of him in every phase to get like the Genenji glove and this like set of armor that makes your character just combo a lot more. And then if you hook that up with this best katana, your character is just a beast.
That's all I like to hear.
And I will say it had the hardest boss of any Final Fantasy game.
Okay. Was it the end boss? Or?
No, the last hunt.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It took me 2.5 days to finally beat that guy.
Wow.
Because you can run in and fight him for a while, and then if it looks bleak, you can run out. But when you run out and you're healing up, he's healing up. So when you run back in, you fight him for another like 5 minutes, and you barely did any damage. because you have to keep coming in and out, and he casts spells, and you have to completely reset everything you're doing. It's intense, and I don't know. That's just my favorite one, just because of the combat.
Hey, that's awesome, man. We all got our favorites. It's cool that yours is kind of unique because it's not many people's favorites, but you make really good points for it.
Yeah, I really love that game.
And it makes me want to play it, but again, I'm going to wait and see if there's any rumors because I'd like to play it remastered as well.
Yeah, it was actually the one kid I used to work with. It was his favorite too, and I was
that's
like,
cool.
Wow, it's nobody else's favorite. That's awesome.
Nice.
I was like, because I've only ever met one person besides me that it's their favorite.
Well, that's cool. You found your soulmate
In Final Fantasy.
Your FF soulmate.
Yes.
Okay, so there's 12. All right.
13.
Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on 13.
I didn't hate it as much as everyone else.
Okay, I thought it was like the worst.
Yeah.
It was linear crap to me.
I did not think it was the worst, but I think I said this before. I think this was one of the first. It was almost like Square didn't want us to play that
Yeah, it was like a movie.
It was a movie. Even the battle system was kind of auto-generated. All you had to do was watch the battle system and occasionally shift your paradigm.
Yeah.
That was about it. I mean, it was cool because you were like executing paradigm shifts all over the place. But the story wasn't great, and considering it was just a linear game I was watching, the story needed to be great, and it wasn't.
Yeah, okay. But it did have some cool characters. I think, actually, I'm only going to say it had one cool character in Lightning.
It really only had Lightning.
Yeah.
Like, none of the other characters were cool.
No, they were really generic. Like, you get the generic black guy. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that was kind of, I don't know. I think that was a little rough. I don't think they should have done that.
And the other thing that was stupid about it is you had, like, there was, 6, 7 characters in that. Mm-hmm. You could only, once you got to the end, if you were going to do, some of this, harder stuff, you could only use Hope, Lightning, and Fang. That was it. They were the 3 best. That's who you had to use. You could use the one girl, but it's she wasn't as good of a white mage as Hope, so I have to use Hope. It's I could use Snow as a sentinel, but he's not as good as Fang, because Fang can be a sentinel, but she's also a good commando. So it was really stupid that really you could only use the 3 characters.
There was no point in using anything else.
Yeah, and that bugged me.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But I mean, overall, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was as bad as everyone else said. It's a low end Final Fantasy though.
It's funny because a couple of my friends, we talk about oh, it's shit. I don't want to play it anymore. I'm not interested. And then a couple people just bit the bullet and went back and replayed it and actually really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
So maybe it's one of those. You got to just kind of know what you're getting into and then just go along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't hate it, but yeah, not a great one.
Okay. And then, I mean, that leads. There's a spin-off of it. Did you play that?
I played the second one for a little bit. I didn't beat it. I got bored with it.
Okay. Was it just more of the same?
It was more of the same, and it took away Lightning, which was the only thing that I liked about it.
It's what's the point?
Yeah, and you played as Lightning's sister, Sarah. I don't know if you remember her, and some new guy.
I do. Yeah, I remember.
It was time travel nonsense, and I mean, it would have been better if they had the song "Back in Time" somewhere in it. Maybe it would have been more acceptable. But I didn't even play the last one, Lightning Returns.
Yeah, there was 2 other ones. Yeah.
They lost me on the second one.
Yeah, I'm not interested. So we're just not going to talk about
it.
Sorry if you're interested. We're not.
We're not. We didn't. Andrew didn't even play them. So.
Yeah, I didn't even touch them.
I tried to get through 10 or 13 too, and it wasn't good enough for me.
Okay, well I'll take your word for it. And then there's 14, which is an MMORPG that I've played a lot of.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's super awesome. Yeah. I love that game. It's jobs.
Yes.
It's class based. I think they're just called classes, but yeah, it's very similar. You can start up as a black mage. It's you get to level 30 as a black mage, and then, no, it's called a thermatologist or something. Okay. I forget whatever it's called. My girlfriend would know. She played it. But You like level 30 of that, and then you do like level 15 archer, and then you'll turn into a black mage.
Oh, okay.
And then, but your character can be all of them. So you can just start from 0 and be a gladiator and then a warrior. You know what I mean? Like, you can just go and grab anything you want. There's no point in making a new character if you don't want to. You can literally just get to like level 50 or the max level with with a single character and do all the classes.
That's cool.
In each class, you get benefits. Like, if you do the white mage, you'll have a heal that you can do as a knight. You could just carry that over.
Ah, okay.
So it's a really cool game. The only thing I'm going to say about it, it's very instancy. I don't know if you know what that means.
No.
It's not like an open world. It's like you walk into areas, and it's like, you have to like load and stuff.
Yeah.
There's people always walking around, which is cool. It seems like a very kind of, not linear, but more linear than any other MMO.
Okay.
And the group finder is pretty decent. The dungeons are fun. It gets kind of old.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a really good. If you like MMOs, it's definitely worth checking out.
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
do you want one last one? Tactics.
Oh yeah. Well, this is a long episode.
Okay, fine. We'll just say Tactics is great.
Well, the Tactics is one of my good friends. He's probably listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode, man. It's more for you than anyone.
Yeah, it really was.
He loves Final Fantasy, and he asked for an episode for it. Why not now?
Yep.
But his favorite game is Tactics.
I really like Tactics.
Like, he loves it to death. I think he has every iteration of it. He's beat it multiple times because it came out with PSP.
Yeah.
And he loves it. And I never beat it, but he let me borrow it. And yeah, it is fantastic. It's a great game. It's not traditional. It is a tactical RPG where you kind of have a square grid system, and you can like move. And there's classes in that with the jobs are really awesome.
I actually really liked that game. I think the advanced ones were cooler just because you had like races on top of your jobs. So
yeah, that was cool. The only thing I didn't like about the advanced one was the judges.
Yeah,
that was so stupid.
They were cool in Final Fantasy 12 though.
That's fine, but like, why? I'm fighting. There's no rules in war.
Well, I mean, they kind of made it. You went into that book, so it was like a fantasy world.
I don't even remember that.
And it was like a game. The fights were more of a game, if I recall.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
I didn't like the judges, though. You're right.
It just was very. It felt restricting to me, and when you restrict my imagination when it comes to tactics, I think that's pointless.
Yeah. And I will say, Tactics, the first one, it had a really good tone.
Oh, yeah. It was very, very, very medieval.
Yeah, very dark.
Yeah, like very fantasy. I wouldn't even say D&D, like almost like kind of Game of Thrones-y.
Yeah, it really is Games of Thrones. And I just remember the plot, and it was really good, too.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't play enough because I got really enthralled with the job system and just fought and just leveled everyone up.
Yeah, I know. That's what you do.
And I didn't really get too far into the story. It seemed like a lot of long names thrown around.
And betrayals. And
yeah, like very, very Tudor, like kind of those History Channel shows where everyone's betraying each other for kings. And
yeah, it's one of those. But I remember the bosses and those two assassins girls. I was like, I want so bad to be an assassin. And then you never got that job. It made me so sad.
That's what, it's like, that's the one. Like, you got to be a ninja or an assassin. You got to give us that option. Yeah. Everyone wants to be.
You could be a ninja in that game. They weren't that good from what I remember, though.
They got to be awesome.
Yeah. I remember my main character I just made. He was a monk the entire time.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then, you got... There were those certain characters who had sword arts that were so OP.
I don't think I got that far.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Oh, it's a great game.
Yeah, highly recommend. I mean, you can get it on iOS, which is cool. I mean, it's a little rough, but since it's not control, it's tactical, it's worth checking out because you're not timed.
No.
You can be patient and make moves and stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out if you ever haven't. It's an offshoot of the Final Fantasy that doesn't get enough love.
It does get enough love. Everyone loves it.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Okay.
It just, like, even in the lineup, we're fans, and we kind of, like, didn't need to talk about it till the very end. I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh, I wasn't going to let us go through it without bringing it up.
Yeah, it just feels like a game. It doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game to me for some reason,
No,
because it
it's
doesn't
not.
have a number after it, which is silly. It just feels like an offshoot, but a very amazing one.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about, like, Chocobo Racing, but, you know, Tactics Offshoot. Yeah, that one we're going to talk about.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So, that's it. We went through them all.
That is it.
And if we missed any, then they're not important.
Yeah, or we just didn't play them enough.
Because the flock has spoken.
Yes, but I will say Final Fantasy for all the memories, for how many, 15 games, and I played pretty much all of them and enjoyed all of them. It's my favorite series ever.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent that and Zelda, man. Those are my most hours into video games, and they've made me happy and made me put me where I am today.
Yeah.
I owe a lot to those games, so I think 2 hours of blabbing is
Oh, wow.
definitely worth it.
Yeah, it was just Final Fantasy I could talk about for days.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We just really wanted to reminisce and pay homage to a great series. Since the new one's coming out, we're excited for it.
I'm very excited. I wanted to do this show since we started.
Yeah, it's been on Kester's wish list. So very. I think we deserve this.
Yeah, we did. This one was for us.
Yeah, this isn't unlucky 13. This is lucky 13.
Yes.
This one's getting us famous, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, it's 2 hours of pure awesomeness.
Yeah, 2 hours of Final Fantasy. Awesome.
Yes. Okay, guys. Well, we really appreciate you listening. If you made it this far, thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. We got through the whole series in our opinions. If you have any, if we missed a game that you really, really liked, let us know.
Tell us what your favorite one is and why.
For sure. I know there was like a GameCube one and stuff, but I'm not really going to get into it.
I played it,
Crystal
yeah.
Chronicles.
It's good.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, guys. And again, I know we mentioned earlier, if you want more gaming podcasts, go over, hit up Dragon Power Podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube. Great guys. They've been helping us out. So
thank you for all the support on the Salt and Sanctuary.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any recommendations, throw it our way. We tried our best. Kester did the gameplay. I did the writing. And did a little more serious tone with some fun in there.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked that out, please do. Really appreciate your feedback and your view. And subscribe if you can. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. And
yeah, the best thing you can do for us is like, share, and subscribe, people.
yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people go on YouTube and don't have an account and stuff. It would really mean a lot to us if you just went on there and subscribed.
Yeah.
Because it's not hard. I
You
know.
just hit a button.
It is. But it's really useful.
I feel like you should have a YouTube account because you probably watch some mature content in your life and you're like, oh, I got to make an account for this.
Yeah. So please do. It really, really would help us out. And we're not trying to get famous, right? Well, we are.
Oh, we definitely are.
But it would help us out. We have a lot of fun. And it's reassuring to see those kind of things.
Yeah, and it's nice.
Oh, nice. This has 10 likes. It shows the people are watching and
And we are growing. Each video is getting more popular. Everything's going. Yeah, and we're having so much fun doing it.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I look forward to this every week, and the reviews are just adding to that. They're a lot of work, but, man, is it awesome to put that sucker up.
It is great.
So we're hopefully do another one soon. If you have any recommendations for any games coming out that you would potentially like us to review, I know we're going to be doing a Dark Souls 3.
It almost like we're going to wait for Dark Souls 3 to probably be our next one.
Yeah, but if
there's nothing in the interim that we feel we need to waste our time on.
Not the much length that we have, yeah. So we're going to do that next, and then undoubtedly we'll do an Uncharted 2, Uncharted 4 as well. But if there's any game this year that you might be like, hey, it'd be kind of cool, check
or if
out.
you want us to do something older or classic, we'd try and do that as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. So yeah, just send us some comments, some likes, and some loves. I really appreciate your support, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Go murder my murder.